All right, let's talk about ancient warfare, but I want you to forget everything you think you know. We're not talking about simple swords and shields here. Today, we're diving deep into the divine arsenal from ancient India's epic poems, weapons with, well, just unimaginable power. So let's get right into it.
I mean, just try to imagine this. Weapons that aren't forged from iron, but are literally woven from cosmic energy and divine will. In the great epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, these aren't just tools. They're directly tied to dharma, the cosmic order of everything. They can be blessings from the gods or even curses from sages. They're basically instruments for enforcing divine will itself.
So, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around all this? Well, we're going to do a countdown. We're ranking 5 of the most legendary of these weapons. We'll kick things off with a super powerful thunderbolt and work our way up, all the way to a weapon that can cause, and I mean this, ultimate cosmic destruction.
All right, let's start the countdown. Kicking things off at number 5.
This is the Vajra. It's wielded by Indra, the king of the gods, and it's basically a thunderbolt made of pure storm energy. And its origin story? It's just incredible. The legend goes that it was forged from the actual bones of a sage named Didichi. He sacrificed himself so the gods could defeat this powerful demon. And the power of this thing? It was said to be able to cleave mountains in two and split the skies.
But here's the thing, the Vajra isn't just about brute force. Not at all. It represents power that's earned through dharma and sacrifice. It's a symbol of real courage and heavenly authority. It's this beautiful idea that true strength comes from selflessness, which is, a core part of that whole concept of cosmic duty.
Okay, moving on up the list, coming in at number 4.
And here we have the Trishula. This is Shiva's iconic 3-pronged trident. And those 3 prongs, they're packed with symbolism. They represent these big cosmic triads, like creation, preservation, and destruction, or even past, present, and future. So it's this deep, metaphysical idea, but it's also a seriously devastating weapon, used to pierce through illusions and keep the cosmos in balance.
All right, we're at the halfway point now. Number 3. And trust me, the scale of power is about to take a major leap. Meet the Sudarshana Chakra. It's Vishnu's spinning disc of what's basically perfect motion. You can think of it like a divine heat-seeking missile for justice. Once it's thrown, it finds its target, takes care of any threat to the cosmic order, and then zips right back to its master. Pretty cool, right?
And that's what makes it so different. This weapon isn't about just causing chaos and destruction everywhere. Nope, it's a tool for restoring balance, for restoring dharma. It purifies, it corrects, it's all about surgical precision, guided by a sense of morality. It's the unstoppable force of righteousness in action.
Okay, time for number 2. And here's where things get, frankly, terrifying. We are now entering the realm of truly cataclysmic power. The consequences of using this next one are almost impossible to imagine. It's called the Pashupatastra. Now, this isn't just some superpowered arrow. It's more like a cataclysmic command given by Shiva. Its power is absolute. It can annihilate anything, not just the body, but the mind and the spirit too. Complete erasure. And because of that, you can imagine only the most disciplined, most worthy warrior could ever be trusted with something like this.
Yeah, so having the Pashupatra is basically the ultimate moral test. It's a weapon of last resort, for sure. Using it is tied to this massive sense of responsibility and restraint. To wield this kind of power, you'd need the highest form of wisdom, the wisdom to know when and if using it would actually serve the greater cosmic good.
And that brings us to number 1, the big one. The weapon that inspires both total awe and absolute fear. This is the pinnacle of destructive power in this entire divine arsenal.
The Brahmastra, the weapon of Brahma. Across all the ancient texts, this thing is described as the single most destructive force you could possibly imagine. You invoke it with sacred mantras, and when you unleash it, well, that's it. It's the end of the conflict, the end of everything in that conflict.
And the consequences? They're apocalyptic. The epics describe scorched earth, rivers that literally boil, and land left completely barren for generations. It poisons the soil, the water, everything. It's kind of chilling how much these ancient descriptions sound like our modern fears of nuclear fallout. It's a power so huge, it threatens the very fabric of life. So, after all that, it's pretty clear these aren't just cool weapons in old stories, right? There's so much more than that. They're powerful, living metaphors, They carry this deep philosophical and moral weight that sticks around long after the battles are over.
This really sums it all up nicely. You can see how each weapon's power is tied to a bigger idea. The Vajra's power comes from sacrifice. The Trishula is all about spiritual and martial authority. The Sudarshana chakra is righteousness in action, precise justice. The Pashupatastra is a lesson in moral restraint. And the Brahmastra, well, that's the ultimate warning about the very limits of war. Each one makes you think, doesn't it? About the link between power, justice, and morality.
And you see their influence everywhere. Even today, it's undeniable. These weapons pop up in literature and movies and art, but I think the most important thing is how they still fuel these big philosophical debates about ethics. Not just about ancient stories, but about our world right now, as we try to deal with our own versions of the Brahmastra, whether that's nuclear weapons or other world-changing technologies. Which brings us to our final takeaway, and maybe the most important one. These ancient myths, they present us with this ultimate moral test, a test that feels just as urgent today as it must have thousands of years ago.
The Brahmastra especially leaves us with this really haunting question. It's a powerful metaphor, a timeless warning that forces us to ask, if mortals get their hands on divine force, is the cost always too immense? Are some kinds of power just too big to be controlled? And is the price of using them one that we can never, ever truly pay back?